Hey, peace and assalamu alaikum, everyone. It's Mumtahana Ansari. This is actually my second go round with this video. I actually made the whole thing while it was still light outside. But when I played it back, well, I forgot a few things, of course. That's basically why I'm redoing it. And I opted to make a little short list. But I want to do it while I'm still out, so I actually get it done. So this is just an update on some things that I'm dealing with health-wise. 3 weeks post-op. Tomorrow will make 21 days since I went and got my hysterectomy done on the 15th of September. And today is October 5th, 2020. So again, tomorrow will make 3 weeks, which I'm happy because I thought 3 weeks after surgery I'd be in the ground somewhere. I did not think I was gonna wake up from that from that slumber, but alhamdulillah I did. And so these are some things that I have noticed changes for the better or otherwise during this 3 weeks. Well, now at 3 weeks. And I just want to say I may talk about some things that some folks may find squirmish or whatever. So if you don't like hearing about women's cycles or stuff like that, you don't want to watch this. So the first biggest thing, I guess, that I have noticed or that has been a change for me is the obvious thing. I had a hysterectomy done, a partial hysterectomy, so my entire uterus and fallopian tubes were removed. I still have my cervix and both of my ovaries, but there's no uterus. So of course there's no more bleeding. There's no cycle. That for me is really, really big because I started my menses at right before I turned 12 years old, like the month before I turned 12, and I'm 48 now. So that's like a little bit over 36 years that I have been having my cycle every 22 days, minus the times where, I was pregnant. So I've had 4 babies, so let's say 32 years roughly I've had my cycle regularly. For the past, I don't even know, maybe like 6 or 7 years, it's been really heavy. And for the past, I don't know, few years or so, it was severe. And then the past months, the more recent months before my cycle, it became like traumatic where I would have to be hospitalized. So for me to not have a cycle at all, it's just, I haven't really like delved into what I'm feeling about it, but absolutely for me, it's some sort of like emotional and mental thing that I have to deal with because I was used to going through what I was going through for so long, like it was just one time where I didn't get my cycles so far because it was due like, I don't know, a few days or something after I had the surgery done. It was due maybe like a week or something afterwards, and then it didn't come, and I was like, whoa. This is weird, you know what I'm saying? So like no cramping. Sometimes I wouldn't have any cramping at all. Other times it would be like, oh God, couldn't get comfortable laying in bed or anything. No more mad dashes to the bathroom because as soon as I would like sit up, first of all, you have to lie, and women know this just in general. Usually when you have your cycle, you can't lay on your back because the flow, it'll go to the back and it'll mess up your undies, your bed sheets and everything. So even more so, I'd have to stay on either one of my sides, which is a lot. The discomfort from it, but also I'm not a heavy girl, but I'm not a little girl either. I'm voluptuous, and so just staying on one side for too long, good God, that junk hurts. Like, it makes your legs go to sleep and all that kind of thing. But then when I would get up to have to go to the restroom, it would just like just be like somebody just, you know, burst down a dam or something, and I would have to like run to the bathroom, and it would just be a mess. A mess. I won't get more graphic than that. Use your imagination. And so I didn't have to do any of that. It's really to go from such extremes to, I started, I'm getting emotional just remembering. I started becoming afraid of me having to get my cycle, because the past few times I had to go into the hospital. So I would be like, oh God, like, it's going to be coming. I have like 2 weeks left. I have a week left. It was just so much. I'd be sick. I mean, I was like getting, having fainting spells when I would go to the store. It was just a lot. So again, for me to not have that is really, really major. It's like really major. So alhamdulillah for that. Another major thing for me for like being due to surgery and I was getting better is I can finally lay in my bed and get up on my own. That was not happening. I could get in the bed, but I could not turn. I basically couldn't move without a lot of effort and a lot of pain, discomfort. We'll have to have my daughter get me up. Therefore, I had been sleeping in the recliner like every night for like a little over 2 weeks, I guess. And then I slept in my bed a couple of times, but I went back to the recliner because I just have a really hard time sleeping in bed because of pillows. I have an issue with pillows. And so I have an issue sleeping on pillows and not sleeping on pillows. So it's very uncomfortable. But yeah, man, I can get out the bed on my own. That is major. You do not know. That is so major. You know, when you're like healing, when you're going through things, sometimes it's hard to see that light at the end of the tunnel. You know it's there, but you're like, okay, I done walked a mile. Where is it? Okay, I done walked 3 extra miles. Where is it? You know it's coming, but God darn it, where is it? So I can do that now. That's dope. Another thing, oh God, exhaustion. Before I had the surgery, I was always sleepy, always going to sleep, like napping all the time, and it had started getting worse, of course, because my blood situation was getting worse. And so on these hysterectomy support groups I'm in on Facebook, a lot of the women would talk about how post-op they were just like so tired too, like weeks later, you know. And you know, when I was in the hospital, I was always asleep. I think I was trying to recover from the anesthesia, plus they were like giving me the good tramadol, because when I came home that tramadol wasn't doing jack. But so I was just so sleepy. All I did was sleep when I was in the hospital for hours on end. And I was there for 3 days, and when I came home it was the same thing. I just slept for like maybe the first week or something like that, and then I was groovy. But now what I'm finding is the past couple of days, I'm back to that. Not as bad as before surgery and then right after, but oh my God. Child, I'm so sleepy. It took me so much to come out today. I didn't even get out the house until 5 p.m. It's just crazy. And my eyes are just so heavy. If I didn't have to come out to handle my errands, child, I would not have come out. So that's the thing. A lot of exhaustion still. Pain, like now, with me sitting here in this car, my partner and my daughter, they're just like, what are you doing? Like, you're not healing right. But, I'm not trying to be hard-headed. I just feel like I can really do it. And then when I'm out here, I'm like, oof, too long. I haven't even been outside for 3 hours. I haven't been driving that long. I've been in and out the car, going into stores and stuff. But just sitting here, sitting upright at like a 90-degree angle is just not good. It's like, it's not pain, but it's discomfort. It's discomfort, maybe a little bit like cramping or something. So I'm on my way home as soon as I finish this. Neck and back pain from the recliner. It's just difficult. I feel for people who they have to sleep like that. My uncle had really bad back problems, and he slept in a recliner for well over a year. He told me, I can't even imagine how he handled that, because I am so sore. I'm a lot looser now than I was earlier. I couldn't hardly like do this. I still feel it. Ouch. So that's something else that it's sort of indirectly related to surgery, I guess, but it's still within that whole realm of journey of healing. Bowel movements. So when I was in the hospital for those 3 days, I did not have a bowel movement, but I did have flatulence. So that was good, because even though, I didn't have actual defecation, you having gas shows that there's some motility going on in your bowels. So that was fine. They were okay with that. So that was 3 days. Then when I came home, it was another 4 days before I had a bowel movement. I was taking, now I'm supposed to take, I'm still prescribed 2 iron pills, like once a day, like 1 in the morning, 1 in the evening ish. Depending if I remember. But since this whole constipation thing was going on, I dropped it to 1. Because I don't have the bleeding issue right now. So, I still need the iron to build my blood up, which will take at least a month. But, I have to think about the constipation too. So I dropped that to 1. And then, I was taking the tramadol sometimes, and I was taking the 1,000 of the acetaminophen, and, narcs, they tend to slow down motility and make you constipated also. So after 4 days of me not doing anything at home, I said, forget that. And I had my daughter make me a smoothie with some flaxseed in it. Just a regular old smoothie with some coconut milk and some blueberries or whatever, and some flaxseed, and I was good to go. So now what I do, I like my cream of wheat. So I'll have my daughter like make me some cream of wheat in the mornings sometimes and put some flaxseed in it, and so that'll help me go, So things like that. Things that I know will help me go. I'll try to do those things. But it's still not, you're supposed to defecate at least 3 times a day, Most people do not do that by any means, but that is what your body is supposed to do. So every time you have a meal, your last meal should be getting pushed out, essentially. So I'm not there, but I'm working on it. Let's see. Steri Strips. So Steri Strips are those tapes that they put over your, when you have like a gash or some sort of, opening, like a skin tear or an incision like I have. They'll put these things on you. We call them Steri Strips, but they're really like tape but stronger. So I have that. I have a transverse incision, so like a C-section incision. And so that is going, from like left to right or east to west. And so I have 11 strips of Steri Strips over the incision. And there's glue on the incision also. But so going from north to south, I have these 11 strips of adhesives. Those things, I cannot get them off. It's like painful to try to take them off because the adhesive is so strong. So it's like pulling my skin, and of course I'm sore because I just had a major operation. So I'm like really afraid to like pull too tough. I don't want the stitching to pop, and I just don't want to hurt myself. So I don't really know what I'm going to do about that. I just left the market and I asked pharmacy if they had something that could maybe help with that. Because we have something like at my old job now, but we used to have something that we would like wipe to help get the adhesive off tape while we pull it off to make it softer, but they didn't have anything there. So I think I'm just gonna like try olive oil or something, whatever I have at home, to try to get those suckers off. Normally I work in geriatric care, so normally when we put Steri Strips on elders, we just let it stay on there until they fall off, which I thought that's what I was supposed to do with these, but doc said no, that I need to take them off. So child, I'll figure it out. I don't really want her to do it because she can't feel the pain. She ain't gonna know when to stop. She ain't gonna want to stop. So nah, I'll do it myself. Discharge. I still have a little bit of discharge sometimes, which is very normal. It could be like some dry blood or whatever that may still be up in there from when they, did everything they did in there. So, but that's normal. It's nothing major. Stairs and lifting. I still do not take the stairs very much, but I do take them now. So maybe like 1 to 2 times a day I might go up and down the stairs. But my daughters are still pretty good with helping out, so I don't have to do that too often. And I also don't lift too much. My doctor told me to not lift anything over 10 pounds, I think she said. But then either the discharge summary or something I read online or something like that said nothing heavy. I think it was discharge papers. Said nothing heavier than a gallon of water. So I still try to keep to that. What's this say? I don't know what I wrote right there, but I think I know what it was. So what I found with the support group, I still try not to do too much because it's only a few weeks, Doc told me that while they say 6 to 8 weeks, you can resume different things, including like sex usually. But she said that's only like 80% of the healing takes place during that 6 to 8 weeks. But the other 20% can be up to 8 months or more. So it's really hard because I kind of feel like a bum, kind of. Like I feel like I'm not getting anything done. I'm still tired. I'm still sluggish. I'm just like, I spend my days journaling or, putting my journals together with some scrapbooking and stuff like that, or I'm listening to books or reading books or watching, some movies or something like that. But I feel like I'm not being productive. Like, there's so many things that I could and should be doing, and I'm not. But what I know is that I have to take it easy. Women, generally speaking, we tend to take care of everyone else but ourselves. And the first sense we have that we feel okay, like, I'm okay, I can go and do this, I can go and do that. We're gung ho up in there, and then we mess our bodies up, And also, what I find, my opinion, I guess, but I think a lot of times we go and do stuff because we think it makes us look more womanly, or we like stronger. I'm stronger than you. Oh, I went back to work the same day, like the next day. Like, you staying home? Why you still home? Because you're an idiot. Why are you going to work the next day and you just had a whole organ taken out, So you see women say this. Or like, oh no, I drove home by myself while I was driving the next day. Why? Why are you doing that? And so a lot of the women I find in these support groups, they overdo it. And then they find themselves back in the hospital because they done ripped their cuff, or they have blood clots, or, like myriad of things. So I'm really trying to take it easy, and I hope you take it easy too, while you're trying to heal. And let's commit to healing properly the first time. I am so talking to myself first, because my family would disagree. They really, on the low, don't even like me just coming to the store. But I'm like, but I'm okay. But really I'm not, because I feel the discomfort just sitting here. So yeah, that is 3 weeks post-op. Let me know if you've gone through the same things, or something similar, something different. If you have anything to add to teaching others of what to expect, then hit me up in comments. Peace.